Damn right, it's time for another Chinese snake movie. Hello everyone, I am the Arty Dans and welcome to SHOCKMANIA. I think one of the best Asian horror movie review channels on YouTube, although we do cover more than just Asian horror movies, and I welcome you to SHOCKMANIA. If you're new here, do that subscribe thing. Otherwise, let's watch on. First, before we get into the review, I want to tell you what snake infestation in factory is all about. A snake infestation occurs in a shabby looking factory that is processing pig meat to make into sausages. The head of security at the factory has been deliberately baiting the snakes, including several very large constrictors and pythons, for the purpose of catching them to make money. As is normal in these films, a band of factory workers must work out how to stop the snakes and the head of security before they all die and enjoy a happy ending where humans and snakes live in harmony. Or not. Now, the plot of these Chinese movies, they're always very similar. There's no difference between the snake movies. It's always pretty much exactly the same. But in this case, I love it when a movie's title is so accurate that you know exactly what you're getting yourself in for. Now, sure, the title of this film may be super generic. It's like going to a supermarket and you've got the choice between Just Juice Tropical Delight Plus or no name brand Tropical Juice. I mean, it's still a fun movie regardless of its title. China are the masters of creature features. They pump out so many of these web movies every year and they get progressively better and better. Now, this year alone, we've had the really awesome Snake Island python, which if you squint really hard, you'll think that the factory at the end of that movie is the same factory that's used in this movie. And we also had at the start of the year a fantastic movie called Anaconda Island, which was that weird movie where a primary school was located right next to the town's red light district. Now, these are just a handful of movies from 2025. We're not talking about all the snake movies they've made in the past. There are dozens upon dozens of Chinese snake movies, and they just keep getting better. When it comes to reviewing these movies though, it's kind of a moot point. They're fun. They're always fun. They have a very clear bad guy, a very clear damsel in distress, and a very clear message, which always seems to revolve around money, greed, and not messing with nature. Now, one thing this movie does do really well is it excels at looking like it has a higher budget than it really does. The snakes look fantastic. In previous Chinese snake movies, the CGI was very basic. Repeated textures and mirror geometry in the snake compositions gave away their clear CGI nature. But in this film, the snakes look fantastic, as does the set of the movie. It would appear this movie was filmed in Thailand, which is odd because there's a movie city built specifically in China for films like this. But no doubt all those locations have been utterly exhausted and it's time to look elsewhere. And this abandoned looking factory, just touched up with a bit of very glitzy Chinese style CGI, is a perfect location. And you can tell that it's abandoned because in some scenes there's grass that's like a meter tall. There's another thing that's fresh with this film too, the content. The movie opens with something extremely rare for Chinese cinema, a content warning. This warning says that the film is suitable for 18 and over due to strong violence. Now, strong violence is nothing new to Chinese cinema. Just check out the film Operation Red Sea and all the body parts and explosions that go about everywhere. But warning the audience about it, that's something new. Films in China are either approved or banned. There's no in the middle. That means movies containing strong violence are approved for all age viewing. And that's so strange for a country that has tight control over its media content, but it is what it is. And that violence is glorious. From bodies being ripped apart to necks being slit and people being eaten alive by the snakes, the violence here will be perfect for those with a bit of bloodlust. And for those of you with just normal lusts, there's quite a lot of risque sexual references in this film, very un-Chinese like. There's a naked male butt, a female shower scene, albeit with no nudity, a reference to a guy using Viagra and having a raging boner, and another scene of a man jerking off while watching the women in the shower. Very un-Chinese, but very awesome. Chinese horror movies are very slowly building up that content. And eventually, we'll get there in the end. We'll get all the really cool stuff that we want out of a movie. And we can know when we look back at that, when that happens, that this is one of the movies that helped China get there. I think you should check this one out because it's a lot of fun. So using my patent pending ghost rating, which stands for great horror or stupid trash, I'll give this 3 ghosts. Now, I really wanted to give the movie 4 ghosts as I had a lot of fun with this movie, but there were just a couple things that kind of got in the way of that rating. First, it's really short. It's 120 minutes, 120, sorry. It is 80 minutes without end credits. So you're looking at about 75 minutes, quite standard for Chinese horror cinema. It's also, you know, it's just that generic story. There's no new original story here. It's just new snakes, new location, new cast, and that's it. So I would like to see some kind of innovation in this space, as I'm not sure how much snake innovation can be made. The director of this movie has made a lot of Chinese monster movies, mostly shark movies. So there's pedigree here. And if you're a fan of Hong Kong cinema, you may notice one of the lead actors is from a lot of very big Hong Kong movies, and he speaks Cantonese throughout the film. So that's really good to see a mixture of languages as well, not just Mandarin. So this is a fun film, and this is one that you should definitely check out. And if you have, leave a comment below to tell me what you thought of it and where you would rank it amongst all the other glorious Chinese snake movies that exist. I am the Arty Dance, and you are watching Shockmania. Thank you so much to the 3 channel members we have now. We've got Antony, Kurt, and a new person who, if you're watching this, please drop by the Discord and say hello so I can get to know you. It's great to get to know all of our channel members. Like, subscribe, all that other jazz. I'll catch you next time.